As we begin to think about the 10 plagues and exactly how they happened, I'm reminded of a remarkable medrash about how the plague of frogs took place. The medrash relates that there was originally just one enormous toad. However, as the Egyptians hit the reptile in hopes that it would depart, the creature miraculously spawned new progeny in response to each strike until Egypt was swarmed with frogs. Sometimes, our greatest efforts have the exact opposite effect of what we were trying to accomplish. There's a similar irony which we can glean from Vayakhel, this week's parsha. Vayakhel begins with the command to Moshe to build the Mishkan and its vessels, and the parsha then transitions with the command for us to keep Shabbat. From the juxtaposition of these two topics, our sages learn that the same creative activities which were necessary for the Mishkan define what constitutes the 39 malachot, the 39 categories of forbidden creative labor on Shabbat. So at first glance, this correlation between the work in the Mishkan and the work on Shabbat is very counterintuitive. After all, the 39 malachot on Shabbat are ways to desecrate and to profane. Is it not bizarre that those same malachot should be derived from the creation of the Mishkan, the pinnacle of sanctity and holiness? So the answer, Rav Meir Twersky points out, is that this peculiarity is actually meant to teach us a fundamental perspective on the nature of melacha and work in general. It's incorrect to believe that the 39 melachot are inherently forms of desecration. Rather, Shabbat is the root of Kedusha, of holiness, through the rest of the week. By abstaining from work on Shabbat, we inject the potential in those very same activities to be sources of Kedusha and spirituality for the rest of the week. With that perspective, it now becomes crystal clear why the melachot of Shabbos are patterned after the labors performed to build the Mishkan. When God required the Jewish people refrain on Shabbos from the same activities which were used to construct the Mishkan, those melachot were properly elevated to the lofty plane that they needed to be in order to create our greatest spiritual edifice. With this new outlook on the nature of the work we do during the week, a new peculiarity arises. This time, though, in our own behavior. It's not uncommon that we'll make it home just in time for Shabbos and begin work the moment that Shabbos is over. But when we compromise the quality of our Shabbos by rushing in at the last possible moment and rushing out at the first possible moment, we fall into the same trap that the Egyptians did when they struck the single frog. By utilizing every last second of our work week, we think that we're maximizing our accomplishments. But the Shabbos Mishkan connection teaches that the more we savor and enhance Shabbos, the greater our genuine productivity will be during the rest of the week. Shabbat Shalom.